Florida, if there's a 7-foot gator in a pond, we go swimming. In L.A., it was such a rarity that it became this, quite a show.
We're a very small strip of LA City property, and in our midst is Mikado Lake or Harbor Regional Park.
We were told that there was an alligator sighting in Lake Machado. This is a public park.
The alligator that we found out later was nicknamed Reggie, and that caused an uproar instantly of, oh my God, there's an alligator in the lake.
Reggie was an illegal pet who got a little too big and was tossed into the 50-acre lake, allegedly by a former LAPD officer.
It had come right up to the shoreline, and it was actually swimming kind of back and forth. People were attempting to, even then, catch it, so they were throwing tortillas in the water and chicken. And
there were just a few animal control officers there and Rec and Parks people, and they had their little nooses, but I don't think they really quite knew what to do.
For me, it was the issue of public safety, and I didn't know if this alligator was sick or injured or hungry, and I didn't want to take that chance.
In Harbor City, there is a park. Crazy old man Murray McGee took his gator for a walk in the dark. He had it by the leash, but this gator began to shake. It tore off its collar and it headed out for the lake. He said, "Nunca me encontraron." This is all I heard him say. "Nunca me encontraron." Think that he's still there today. Nunca me encontraron. This gator's got to stand on its knees. Nunca me encontraron. You'll never catch me.
First thing we realized was we needed to catch this alligator. Alligators in Florida is no big deal. Alligators in Louisiana is no big deal, but apparently an alligator in Los Angeles made the evening news. So we actually were contacted by Jay Young from Colorado, who said he was a experienced gator wrangler. He showed up with a leather cowboy hat, a leather vest, and he actually had a necklace made out of alligator teeth.
I don't know who goes into that line of work, but it can't be too many people.
So I figured this guy had credentials.
Nice guy, nobody knew too much about him. I don't think he ever even saw it.
A couple weeks after that, Gatorland and Tim Williams decided they'd heard about it, and they were touting themselves as the real gator wranglers. They had caught hundreds of gators.
The first thing that was kind of interesting with Reggie was I talked to some of the parks and rec people and stuff, and the impression I had of the lake was grossly different than what we saw when we got out there. It was a much larger lake. We didn't catch him. There ain't no bones about him.
It's more difficult to catch than anybody suspected.
We worked very hard at trying, and he beat us. He's a good gator.
The Los Angeles Times was actually interviewing a lot of people who were homeless and had been displaced from New Orleans, and they came across T-Bone Quinn.
Kind of upset the apple cart.
And he then said, I'm so grateful to Los Angeles for taking me in. I'm so grateful for shelter. I lost everything back in Louisiana. I have been known in my day to wrestle a few gators.
And then they find out he doesn't even have insurance. We had plenty of insurance and stuff. Then they find out he's wanted and he gets extradited back to Georgia or Louisiana and put in jail. He was a felon.
When we were first called in, there had already been several attempts by different amateur groups to try to catch Reggie, and he was quite frightened. The strategy we were hoping to do was be able to get close enough to him that we could put either a come-along over his neck or catch him in a net, because the only time we saw him was one time at night, and we couldn't get anywhere near him.
crocodilians in one form or another have been around since before the dinosaurs. Because they've persisted for so long, you've got to appreciate, you know, the design features of them must work. They have not just a regular eyelid that closes top to bottom, but another one that moves side to side. See that one? And that works like goggles. Obviously, their teeth are well designed for capturing prey, and they have massive jaw muscles. I'm not surprised that it's had no trouble in evading people that have been trying to capture it. We're talking about a huge area and a fairly small animal. An animal that's perfectly designed for living in water, staying underwater, staying out of sight.
So he's got a big playground, and he's smart, and he's got an abundant food supply. So it just depends on whether Reggie wants to become visible or not.
I mean, they're pretty close to trying to catch the Loch Ness Monster.
We adopted Reggie as an honorary resident of Harbor City, thinking that he gave us the most publicity, that he put us on the map.
Kind of brought Harbor City closer together.
From early morning until